If you track your food to get results, does that mean you need to continue tracking your food for the rest of your life? Guys, my name's Jarrett Ingram. I'm a fitness coach at Leap Health Clubs, and I've been a coach for over 10 years, and I've helped over 1,000 women change their bodies and grow their glutes. And today I'm here to help you navigate the labyrinth that is nutrition. Now, as we know by now, that getting results is about 80 to 85% nutrition over training, especially if your result that you're looking for is fat loss. So that's what I'm going to target today. We're going to focus on losing body fat. Now, when I get a client come in and let's say they're fairly green to nutrition, then yeah, the first few weeks we're going to get them on a food tracking app and we're going to create an example days eating that can help them navigate and understand which foods to eat and which ones to avoid to get them to the result that they want. Now, generally, I'll build this using foods they enjoy because at the end of the day, it needs to be sustainable. If the food is not sustainable, the result is not going to happen. They're going to do it for a short amount of time. And if they get the result, they're not going to be able to maintain it because you've changed their lifestyle too much. Often it is about creating the diet to the person rather than changing the person to the diet. Isn't that what they say about dresses? You know, get the dress to fit you, you don't fit the dress. Same thing about nutrition. Okay. Now, what we'd do is we'd introduce them to the food tracking app and they'd track their food pretty strict for a few days. Yes, that means you'll need food scales. Okay. The reason I like to do this with clients is so that you can calibrate your brain and understand what is in the foods that you're eating. I think that is really, really important because a lot of the time when people aren't making the results or dropping the body fat that they want, it's not because they're subconsciously driving to McDonald's drive-thru and eating all the shit and then lying to their coach. That's not what's happening. It's generally the tiny little things that you're not even thinking about. And so by tracking your food for the first few weeks, you pick up these things. You're like, oh my God, I didn't realize how much sugar was in the sauce I was having. Now, if that sugar in that sauce was worth it to you, then keep it in. That's great. But if it's not, then that's something that we can switch out. And that might be the thing that's slowing down your progress. So this is why I think tracking is important. However, once we start to get the result and the weight starts to drop off, I really encourage my clients to stop tracking. Because at the end of the day, I want you to be able to subconsciously understand the food that you're eating. Okay, I don't want you being that guy that rocks up to a restaurant and you're on your app trying to understand the food that you're consuming. Okay, I don't want you pulling a food scale out your back pocket every time you're having an ice cream and then awkwardly sitting on top of it to weigh it out. That's ridiculous. And people do it. And don't get me wrong, hang on. I'm being a bit mean. If that's what you want to do, fuck yeah, man, do your thing. But that's not for me and probably not for a lot of you. That's not what you need to do. I want you to understand roughly so that you make good subconscious decisions. That is in turn going to keep your results more sustainable, which means you can stick to your diet for longer, which means you're going to get better results in the long term. I want to do a little bit of an exercise with you. Okay? If I asked you to tell me how much money was in your bank account right now, within a few $100s each way, could you do it? I bet 99% of people could do it perfectly. Now, the reason is not because you check your bank account every single day and you're constantly on a strict budget all the time. Now, maybe you are, and that's cool too. But I'd say most of you are going, no, because I have a rough idea of what's going in and what's going out because I'm an adult. Well, yeah, nutrition is exactly the same thing. And I'll bet if you wanted to go on a holiday to Bali, for example, and you knew you had to budget a few extra $1,000 and have that sitting aside, then I'm sure that you'd look a little closer at your bank account. You'd probably tighten up. You might even write out a budget and stick to that until you went to Bali, got home, and then you'd relax again. Going back to eyeballing things because, again, you have a rough idea of what's going in and what's going out. And again, nutrition is the exact same thing. I want to get you to a point that you understand macronutrients. You can eyeball food so you have a rough idea of what's going in and going out. You know if you've overspent, just as you'd know if you've overate. And if you've overate, that doesn't mean that you feel guilt and slap yourself with a whip and cry in a corner of your bedroom. No, it just means the next day back on. Okay, back on. Simple as that. Food is very, very, very easy. That gets complicated by a lot of people and it doesn't need to be. So my recommendation is this. Learn. Understand macros. Track for a short amount of time. And then once you feel like you're getting the result, stop tracking and try an eyeball. It is like removing the bumpers away on when you go 10-pin bowling. I have not mastered that yet and still use the bumpers, and I swear I'm really good at using bumpers. Like, I know they're kind of supposed to be the point, but I feel like I'm really good at it. Anyway, not the point. So, I want you to get good at just eyeballing food. And if you start to struggle, you start to hit a plateau, brilliant. That's fine. Bring the tracking back, recalibrate, then take it away again. And as I said before, just like the budgeting, if you have an event coming up, if you're going to Bali and you want to wear the skimpiest bikini the whole time and feel confident doing it, then yeah, you're probably going to have to do things a little stricter. Guys, nutrition doesn't need to run your life. Nutrition should be fun, food should be enjoyable. It shouldn't be something that is adding to your stress. And trust me when I say, having a little bit of an increased baseline and understanding of what you're eating takes away so much of the anxiety out of food. So, learn your macros, learn how to track, and then take the training wheels off that bicycle and try and see if you can eyeball it and still get the result. Because if you can, that is when the result is sustainable. That is when you're going to be better at maintaining the result. And that is when you'll finally have control over your own body weight. Guys, if I can help you with anything, please book in a call with me where I'm going to get your number one struggle and your number one goal, and I'm going to literally help you blueprint the way that you're going to need to go to get the result, and it's absolutely free. So if I can help you, if not, guys, enjoy binging the content. Hopefully I can give you some pointers that you can take away from here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.